Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Chantele.
And I'm Jess.
And it's time for our BB Canada 10 watch party. We're not even a watch party.
Watch party. That's assessment review.
That's what we usually do, Chantele. That's what we usually do.
It came out of my mouth. Don't know why. We're doing a cast party, a pre-party.
Yes. Cast
I
assessment
like
pre-party, the eve before the premiere. Got me some fun ladies with me tonight. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And everyone in the chat, hello. Say hello to Chantele and Jess.
Hey,
we're partying on a Tuesday.
Whoop, whoop.
Hi. Thank you. I did not mess up the intro just this one time. It happens occasionally. Chantele did it this time.
It's part of the party, you know. We're just getting loose here.
Absolutely.
Party vibes. How is everyone? This cast looks amazing, but I have been overwhelmed with everything else going on that I've barely been able to pay attention. So tonight is the night that we can actually dive in and look at this cast. Tomorrow night is the premiere. Is it 1 hour, 2 hour? What do we know, guys?
I believe it's already.
Did you say 1 hour? You cut out. Yeah. 1 hour at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Correct. 8 p.m.
I believe. If you are not in Canada, go to videobrother.net. It's that easy.
Yeah.
And if for some reason Video Brother is giving you troubles, go to a site called hamsterwatch.com. She lists all the places that you can watch it. She's very helpful.
Amazing.
Check out all of those resources. Or if you have a VPN, set it to Canada and go to 10play. But does 10play does it live, right?
Oh, no. 10play is Australia. You're on Australia here.
It's going to be global TV.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Big Brother Canada. Big Brother Canada for the live feeds.
Oh, boy.
We're on the same wavelength at least.
Yes, for the live feeds, definitely you need a VPN. Set it to wherever in Canada and go to Global TV. Yes. That's where we watch those live feeds. Give me some overall thoughts, Chantele. You're in Canada. What are people saying? How are we feeling about this?
Well, you know that I've kind of already looked at all their signs, and so I'm worried personally because it seems like it's just going to be pure mess and emotional, and so it'll be fun feeds, etc. But you know, I'm always looking for the strategy, and so there's only 2 air signs, 1 fire, and that's it. And that's where the strategy usually comes from. So for me, I'm apprehensive for gameplay, but I'm very optimistic for mess. I think it's gonna be messy. I think they just cast like seven Virgos, and I think it's because they want another Spicy V, right? Spicy V was a Virgo, Tara was a Virgo, Jed was a Virgo. These people all played pretty emotionally, pretty messily, and so they cast 4 more of their prototype, I'd say. And so I do think it's gonna be messy.
We love mess. Yes.
I mean, I'm shocked by how many Virgos there are. I put it on when we go through the cast. I have it listed. And honestly, I didn't have to rewrite Toronto or Virgo. It was like half the cast was Toronto and Virgo. It's very weird because in general, Virgos are the last people I want to live with. They think there's one way to fold towels in your linen closet. Like Virgos are so particular about so many things. But we've gotten a little lucky with like Spicy V had other things going for her. I didn't see Virgo at all. So I guess there's different things about these Virgos.
Maybe it's a Virgo rebel, like rebelling against her innate nature.
Love.
Maybe. Jess, what are you hearing?
You know, like Spicy V doesn't. I know a lot of Virgos. Spicy V, I was just with her this past weekend. She doesn't scream Virgo to me for some reason.
She's kind of saggy a little bit.
Yeah, she does it because she's so feisty. Like she doesn't really give me calm, cool, collected like Virgo organizational like type of, she doesn't give me Virgo. But hey, if we have more spicy V's on TV, I'm good. And I see that potentially in some. One cast member literally just applied because she wanted to be petty and not have a frenemy have it, or she like was an enemy of hers, and she's like, I'm gonna go on this show, and look, she got cast. So I feel like a little bit of pettiness. Some people that have been preparing for this, we got a new Kyle Moore, so we have some doppelgangers in there, and I'm excited. And there are a lot of what would you call it, Chantele? Are they, when you're from Toronto or from your Ontario, are you like an Ontarian, or are you?
I would say like a Torontonian.
A Torontonian.
People outside of Toronto would say unterrible.
Wait, that doesn't sound nice.
No, nobody likes Toronto, right? Anybody that's not from Toronto doesn't love Toronto. Yeah, well, they think that we're stuck up, that we think that we're the best because we are, and that kind of thing.
Is that like New York? Is Toronto like New York vibes?
It's more like a New York vibe, absolutely. Obviously a lot smaller scale, but we think that we're the coolest. We think that we're finger on the pulse. We definitely have an attitude that the rest of Canada doesn't usually like. And even people outside of Toronto doesn't particularly like. I'm not from Toronto, and I'm like, I'm from Toronto. And if you I grew up in Toronto. I was born in Toronto. It's kind of vibes.
Nice.
All right.
Well, there are a lot of Torontarians.
Torontonians.
There are. I was very surprised. Someone, I think, from Newfoundland. Did I say it?
Newfoundland.
I know that someone on Twitter was kind of upset that they were kind of shafted, in terms of like not many, if any. Was there like one?
There's somebody from New Brunswick. There's someone that lives in Halifax right now, but there's nobody from Newfoundland. So I guess from past seasons, like Adam Pike was from Newfoundland. We had Tina was from Newfoundland. I believe Sam also was from Newfoundland. And so, and you guys know, Sarah, Jojo, he's from Newfoundland. So I believe. No, he's from Halifax. No, I'm lying, but close.
I don't know the difference.
East Coast, very far. So yeah, we get really great characters out from the East Coast, but we only have Marty, and Marty's from New Brunswick. So he's from the French speaking part of New Brunswick, which is very different, even in sensibilities, than Quebec French. And so that will be interesting to see if he's able to kind of merge with the people from Quebec, because that's very different. Montreal French or Quebec French people are a little bit different than New Brunswick French people. So I will be interested to see if they vibe and get along.
It's going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I love this about you, Chantele, because I would never get those nuances, especially I feel like a lot of people from the US are now starting to get back, or this might even be their first, Big Brother Canada season, and they will not know the difference.
No, probably
very
not.
And it's very fascinating to kind of bring that into play.
Well, I guess you probably won't recognize it, but you could hear it in the accents. You know what I mean? Like Montreal accent. I did live in Montreal for 8 years, so I do have a kind of an idea of what that's like. And I had a friend from New Brunswick, and so there's just there's a difference in how the intonation is and how their French is. Just like it's very different, Montreal French to Quebec or Parisian French. It's very different in sound. And so the French-speaking people that we know of are going to be Gino, it will be Marty from New Brunswick, and it will be Tanisha. So I'm wondering if they will have a little French connection too going on. If they're going to have some subtitles put up, because they'll be speaking in a little bit of a secret language. So that will be fun to see if they're going to be using their native languages.
Is
So,
that considered legal?
In
in Canada, like would they be
Would
able to
have
like
to
just
be.
speak French and
Yeah,
just like
absolutely.
oh
I mean, when we did have a French connection like a few seasons ago. So that was season 5 with Dre and William. And so they would speak French to each other all the time. And they did caption it. So if you're watching the feeds, you might not understand what they're saying. But when you see it on the show, yes, they will put captions up.
That's amazing. Okay, so last season there, like you said, there were some of those like small town vibe, island vibes. So does it seem like it's more city folk? Is that what we're saying for this cast?
Definitely. I mean, Toronto is city for sure.
City.
The people from BC are not even from, well, there's one person I believe from Vancouver. The rest are from like not suburbs, but like outskirts cities or other boroughs. So like Nanaimo is like, you have to take a ferry to get to Nanaimo. It's not on the main island. I don't know where Cranbrook, BC is. Not sure. It's definitely not in Vancouver or super close to Vancouver because I've not heard of it. Where are other people from?
Well, I have it listed when I have the slide up, so we can you can tell us what the heck it means,
Sure.
where they are from. So let's start with beautiful Betty here. She's 31 from Edmonton. I've heard of Edmonton. That's a place.
Nicknamed
She's an
Deadmonton.
HR. Oh, is it dead?
It's a little bit boring.
Oh,
well, dead isn't like not heavily populated, not people out and about. Like
it's not a big city life.
It's a little more chill.
She's an HR manager, which sounds very boring, and she's a Virgo.
Who would have thought good?
HR manager sounds very boring, but
Yes.
hey, if you're in HR and you're managing somebody, like you're managing a lot of different people. So I feel like maybe that would be like a plus on her end.
Skills. What do we know about her, Chantele? How do we feel about her?
Okay, well, her 3 words were positive, courageous, and strong. I couldn't really get a good vibe from her. A lot of people, maybe I didn't see all the videos, but a lot of people said that she specifically reminded them of Spicy V. I didn't see it in the video that I saw of her, but I think that she's gonna get her, she's gonna get into the house. I don't know if she's gonna make friends right away, but I do think that if she managed to make one connection, she could start like branching outward. But I just don't know if she's gonna be the most popular person right out of the gate. That didn't come across to me.
I also did get like I personally did get a little bit of a Spicy V vibe from her, but I think it's just more in the way she talked, maybe more so like either her accent or just she's a little bit more bubbly, and she was really excited, maybe it was just she sounds like Spicy V when she's excited. But I did kind of feel, I was like, oh, okay, she's kind of giving me a kind of a loud, fun vibe to her. So that's what I got from her, but I agree. Look, when people had these like 3 words for each person,
it's so hard.
Like the only people I paid attention to were the ones that had ridiculous ones, because almost everybody said they were fun and energetic and like all of those random, the ones that are just very common. I think half of the cast said they were fun. I was like, great.
Well, I think she did say that she wanted to be a comp beast, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm interested in seeing how that will work out. We did see Spicy V. She won the first head of household for her team, really hanging on to those the weighted buckets or whatever it was. And so if that's the case, like maybe she's going to win the first head of household, get some power, and then be able to really get control of the game. So I have high hopes for her, but I just don't see her being like, she didn't say outgoing. So she said positive, which is great. Courageous, which that's good too. And strong. I feel like she's more attributes towards being a competitive beast rather than being social, which is HR, I would think would be a little bit more social. No? I don't know.
Her Global TV little statement says, Betty can be kind and free-spirited, but watch out for her feisty side.
Well, there you go. That's probably the V resemblance, maybe. She has a feisty side.
Feisty.
So Virgo rising fire, I'm going to say.
hopefully we'll be able to get more details about her actual birthday. Ooh, so cute.
Stephen Gino, 28 from Laval, Quebec. Is that a place? Laval. He's a firefighter and he's a Cancer.
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog. Why? Okay, well, first, no offense to absolutely
all the
everybody,
Cancers out there,
but Cancer men are a no-go for me. Like he's going to. I'm going to say this because Jack from my season is a Cancer man. And he's also was kind of the looker, kind of like how Steven is. He was kind of so I'm getting, I think he's gorgeous. I think he's the look that everybody, he's, he's it for the girls that want to look at a showmance or a man that they're just going to be like, yes, he's gorgeous. Absolutely. He kind of gives me just purely on a look vibe and the fact that he's Greek, kind of them vibes, like he'll look like a comp beast. He'll look like, he's a firefighter, of course. Oh my God, swoon, It's the Cancer. It's the Cancer part. I'm sorry.
I get it. But I have to put all my judgments aside about how I interact with signs with this cast, because the majority of the signs are the people's with their signs I'm not going to get along with, really, right?
right.
Like
not in real life.
I'm not really a fan of Cancers for the same reason that you're not. I believe you're a Libra, correct?
I am.
So that's an air sign. Air and water, we don't really vibe that well. Of course, like obviously both my parents are Cancers, so like I've had to learn how to get along with them, but they don't understand me. They think I'm too blunt. They think I speak my mind too much. They don't think I don't have a heart. And I'm like, well, we don't need to have a heart about this. We could just be logical. You know what I mean? So yes. I totally get what you're saying with like not really anticipating enjoying him. But if I'm just looking at him without putting any sort of astrological paint on him, I think he's handsome. I think the fact that he is a firefighter, I do think that he probably wants to help other people. He wants to save other people. And I think that that could be a really good thing. So if he's in an alliance, I can see him winning things to keep his group safe. And so I feel as though he's going to be a comp beast. I feel like he's going to have a major alliance, because if he's going to be winning a lot of power, he's going to have a lot of people that are going to be flocking to him. There are a couple women that want a showmance, and he would be a perfect little Cancer to make a little cozy little bed with, and they can just hide away from the world, and he can win comps and save them from the burning building, and it'll be happily ever after up until the final, till jury at least. So I think he's going to do well because he's handsome, he's probably a giver, and women are going to, the single women are going to like him. And he's going to be able to speak French, ladies. Like he has French accent that people enjoy this.
Yes, my husband speaks French. He's not from there, but I love it when he speaks French. So yes, he's gonna swoon. He's gonna swoon a couple for sure.
Yeah, as long as he's not super annoying, I think you're right. I think people are gonna like him. It says here he's a self-proclaimed lover, which does fit a Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. He is going to be one of the more sensitive people in the house. He may cry. He may feel like he doesn't want to hurt people in the house. He may just want to have like a showmance and win comps, but not actually like stab anyone in the back. Kyland, though, was a Cancer, and he had enough other stuff that he was willing to.
I forgot that Cancer too. So yeah.
But in the beginning, though, like he was just like a very
people
attractive,
were drawn to him.
Man. People were drawn to him. People wanted to work with him. Like he was able to get a lot. Like he had the best friendship with Sarah Beth. Like he was able to still make those connections, even though his head of household reigns were pretty unbearable.
Were nightmares.
Maybe that's
unbearable.
Even his head of household reigns might be like, but yeah, I think that I can see some similarities still, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Thailand.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. Who do I have here next? Is Helena. Finally, we have a Sagittarius, our one and only Sagittarius. She's from Surrey, British Columbia. She's a master's student. She's smart.
She's definitely smart. Surrey's is kind of like an outskirt of Vancouver, so it's maybe
Mm-hmm.
like a half an hour drive from Vancouver.
She's gorgeous.
Definitely gorgeous. Was it her that said she's clumsy? Oh, she's the
No.
walking, talking disaster.
Yes, and I loved that about her. Walking, talking disaster. She was giving me Persian princess vibes, even though I don't think she's Persian, but you know what I'm talking about. Where I was kind of comparing her a little bit to Cassandra, and it was just, because she also kind of was a walking, talking disaster. And like she would get herself into situations. I love her, but it's just like, oh my God, yes, this is mess, and I love it. Or at least that's what she's trying to tell people, that it might get.
I buy it with a Sag.
Well, one thing that could be worrisome is that I believe she still lives at home with her parents and they do everything for her. So she's not going to necessarily, who knows what she's learned about, but she might not maybe clean up after herself or know how to do any of the household duties. And all those Virgos are going to be like, yeah, like,
for real.
You didn't put away the milk. Like, I'm worried for her. Maybe not having lived on her own or lived with other people, that these Virgos might not allow her to be the walking, talking disaster. It'll be cute maybe the first couple of days, but then it'll lose its cuteness.
It's these Virgos. They're gonna be on everybody in their dishes.
They're gonna kill our vibe. They're gonna kill our vibe.
We're gonna have like hot mess house, and they're gonna be like, you did not put your dishes away, and they're gonna
maybe there'll be a house fight though. We haven't had a good fight in a while. You know what I mean? Like,
we had one last season. We had a good between two Virgos. We had.
True.
She says she's ready to be the friend, the therapist, whoever you need her to be, but she's not afraid to be cutthroat. I buy it. I see it. I hope she gets the chance.
I hope she does well. I mean, I want to see her play. I want to see all the Sag play, the Libra play, and the Aquarius play, but I don't know if we'll get chances.
That's rough. Coming into a house, it's like you want to play a certain way, and then you kind of, everybody else's energy kind of messes with you. So I really, So I really hope
we can do that. Herman, 29. He's also from a different area of British Columbia.
I'm wondering if he's going to tell people he's a car salesman, because I think that's the ultimate pull off. Like, I'm just going to be like, no, he needs to go, yo. He's a salesman. Like,
I'm worried for him. I'm worried for Herman or Herman. He says that he's like good with the ladies and he likes flirting. And if people don't want to be flirted with, like, he might come across as annoying and creepy. You know what I mean? So I'm worried for him and his slickness that might not appeal to everybody in the house.
I like this suit though.
Well, he's a Taurus. He's going to dress well.
For real.
That's true. Taurus, he's one of our few. I mean, he's still an earth sign, but Tauruses do bring a little something different to the table. Xavier, our previous winner, was a Taurus. Chada is a Taurus. What'd you say, Chantele?
I was saying, like, hopefully he cooks well, because Taurus do love food and things that are sensory and sensual. So maybe he'll be the house chef, and that would be a really good way for him to make some friends. Don't be flirting, don't be selling anything, make food for people, and you'll do well. And clean up after yourself.
Absolutely.
Well, a Taurus will do that. A Taurus will clean up for himself. Okay.
Yeah, Tauruses seem to be very loyal too. So hopefully he'll be able to kind of lock in with someone super quick.
Jacey-Lynne. Our one Libra. Okay, so she will be in a showmance, or is she already taken? She's probably already taken.
No, I think she's ready to mingle.
Yeah, her.
She's such a typical Virgo. I mean,
well, here's the thing: if we wanna talk, like, I never really trust girls with two names, like, so they never really fare well. You know, Sarah Beth, even though Holly's not Holly Beth, but I've always called her Holly Beth.
She's
so
Holly
it's
Beth,
just like
yeah.
she's Holly Beth. But you know,
Mhm.
like Jacey-Lynne, one thing, kind of hot tea. I should probably say it on my channel, but I'll say it here.
Oh.
She has some connections to the beauty world. She may or may not have met a few people
Oh,
from
nice.
past seasons,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did she meet them because she's a crazy fan and she stalks them, or she social circles? She's friendly.
No, not through social circles. Definitely not through social circles. So it'll be interesting. I do believe that she will probably try to get into a showmance, given
Her and Gino.
her
Her and
vibe.
Gino.
I'm pretty sure it will be, more than likely would be Gino.
Listen, like
But
I would say every single Libra woman I've ever met is probably one of the most gorgeous women on the planet. So they always exude beauty, and they love relationships, and they love love. Like, it's ruled by Venus. So she's gonna love, people are gonna be attracted to her, and they're going to find her attractive. And so I definitely think that Gino is just gonna be like, whoop.
Yeah.
And I was also thinking that they might become a little competition beast duo showmans, because she was a competitor ice skater. And so she's
Nice.
definitely knows how to train and be athletic. And, if she's professional or at least competitive ice skater, she's going to be good at some of these random comps. So I can see her and Gino running the tings.
Well, I can see them curled up together. I'm not sure I see them running.
Well, running because they'll have
things.
power, but like I don't know if they'll be making any decisions. She might.
Mm-hmm. And what's Thunder Bay, Ontario? What is this?
It's about a 2-hour drive west of. It's like between Winnipeg and Ontario.
But is that like a town, a city?
It's like a city in Ontario.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how many people it has, but it's definitely like a suburb city. Small.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's an airport there, though.
Back to the Virgos. Jay.
Hey, Jay.
28, also from Toronto, and also a Virgo. But he's a theater director. I didn't even know there were still theater directors. Is there still theater out there? That's lovely.
Right now, I don't know, but definitely we do have Stratford, which is actually where, if I'm not mistaken, Justin Bieber was born. So that's another town outside of Toronto. And so Stratford, it has been having shows, and like it's kind of like a small little town that has plays and stuff like that all the time. It's really beautiful to go there. So there is in the outskirts in Toronto right now. I don't know any theater going on right now.
Yeah, it's tough. But you know what? Perfect time to go on Big Brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Something to say is that they, like, their pronouns are they and them. So is non-binary.
Jay is they.
Yeah, Jay is they. This is going to be, I think, insanely interesting to see how they kind of maneuver in the house. I know that, last year we had our first trans woman. We had, and now with something like pronouns, I don't know if people are still used to or accustomed to that. It'll be very interesting to see how some people respond to it. It could be that everybody's good, or maybe there might be some people who have issues and will not fare well with something like that.
I feel like it'll be fine, because everybody in the house is quite young. I do feel like it's just language wise more challenging for older people, just because it's something new. But I've found that a lot of people that are under the age of 20 or 30 are really able to adapt to pronouns really seamlessly. I believe Kira from BB Can 7 went by they them pronouns, and always used in the house and on the feeds. So there was no problem with that. So I think that they'll be okay.
I hope so. That's
great. Well, Jay seems fun. I'm loving the outfit.
I am. I'm digging his style. Their styles. Sorry. Yes. Again, getting used to that. But yes, I'm digging their style. Just the look alone and the smile, I feel, is very endearing. I saw their video. Seemed like they'd be able to kind of really be able to kind of, I think someone said it around here, kind of float through and, be able to go from side to side if there are, sides, maybe someone who would be able to do that.
Well, my joke with Jay is that they are not going to necessarily mesh well, despite their shirt. They might be a little bit over the top, and I'm not sure if everybody's going to be able to handle that. So I'm interested to see how they're going to fare within the house, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're a little bit too outgoing for some of the other people that are living in that house.
Yeah, as someone who grew up in the theater world, a lot of theater people are a handful. And it says Jay has no problem commanding a room and taking charge. And, well, you got to know when you can do that. So
that's true. That's very true. There's a lot of energy in that house. And the one thing that I've learned, and even from talking to past house guests, the crazy thing is that everybody is a lot on their own, and they all go into the house being a lot, and then they're like, whoa, everybody's either the same or more than I am in terms of matching energies. And then that's how people like literally crash and burn. It's just like, I don't know if I could deal with someone as, as life of the party as, me or not. Some people go low, some people tend to go higher,
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm excited.
I'd be curled up in the fetal position if I was locked in the house. Jessica, 35.
Finally.
Yay.
Cranbrook, British
I don't know where Cranbrook is. I do not.
She's a visual artist. She's got style. And a Taurus, more earth, but a little different.
And also with Jessica, they or she pronouns is what they go by. So I like to practice with they because my brain doesn't wrap my head around it sometimes. Their 3 words were creative, curious, and queer. I got good vibes from Jessica. I don't know if should I say this? Where did I say this? I said it on my channel, was that they were on Bruno's channel and they were playing different games with him. Jackbox, he definitely went through a few different seasons that they watched together, and they really got a really good tutorial on how to play the game. So they're coming in as a fan. Bruno's really rooting for them, and so I support anybody that a fan of the show supports, and an ex house guest.
Yeah,
that's great.
Big super fan here. They have mentioned that they're a big super fan, part of lots of different not fandoms, but she's a patron of many of different Big Brother podcasts and such. So I think, especially with all of that they will be a good, or will try to be a good strategist. In hoping that they'll be able to connect with somebody, because she's also kind of on this different vibe, right? She's a visual artist. She's very artsy, maybe get along with Jay very well because they are kind of on that arts theater, maybe, visual play. I would be excited to see what she has conjured up.
I'm always drawn to the female that looks nerdy and quirky. That's where my heart just goes. The look is very Brooke, which I also wholeheartedly wanted to root for. Brooke from 7, was that what it was? 8. No, 8. Because that was my
quarter of a season.
Yes, my first season didn't last. But yeah, all of this. And a Taurus means they're going to take a beat, listen, observe before they make a move. So I might appreciate all of this. I'm excited.
They're also the oldest female, I believe, right?
Oh my God, yes. 35.
I know. I know. So old. So
ancient.
But there's something to say about being kind of the oldest. I was the oldest on my season, and it was very hard to connect.
You were?
With,
oh
I was the oldest, aside from Cliff. You know,
right.
I was the oldest. I was the oldest female, and it was cringy. Like sometimes I just had to just think like, oh my gosh, you're just in your 20s, and I'm just so over it sometimes. So
it's such a bummer because if they don't get along with Jessica, just because it's a little different, you know, that stinks. If you're like, literally, if we could have just a few more people in the early 30s to bridge the gap, it would just be really helpful.
Like what I don't understand with casting is it like, or maybe I just don't know, but is everybody 18 to 24? Is that their main people that watch the show? Because the only people that I know that watch the show are my age and around.
I know, right?
Between we'll say 28 is probably the lowest to like older than me, so like mid 40s. So I'm just curious as to why they seem to want to appeal to such a younger demographic when I feel like a lot of people that are dedicated super fans are going to be older.
They just love casting young people. They just love. They love.
They don't care about us. They don't care.
Oh, the one thing that I just wanted to mention lastly about Jessica was that because they're a Taurus, I could be worried that they don't budge about certain things. Remember, I loved her, LaToya, from last season, but that was a Taurus, and once she had her mindset on a way that she wanted things to go and how she felt about something, she was an immovable object. So I would be a little bit worried for their apprehensive about them maybe not being super flexible. So, well, high hopes.
Absolutely agreed. We saw that with Xavier. He did not want to like switch from the plan that had already been set. And same thing with Hannah, but she was very good about like sleeping on it and the next day she'd be okay. But at first she would, resist a little bit. Yeah, Taurus definitely not mutable. Josh Nash, 28, Vancouver. I've been to Vancouver. It's beautiful. I love it. Woo! Also a Virgo, but Josh gave us the big three, which means I have to stan you, Josh, just for knowing your big three. He's a Virgo sun, Scorpio moon, rising Libra. Now, do I want to meet someone with that big three? No, I do not. But the fact that you know it means I will root for you in this game.
Agreed.
Also, his three, and this is why I want to say I need to stand him, because he's a Virgo who said he's disorganized. And I'm wondering, like, that was one of his, like, things. He said he was clumsy, messy, and disorganized. And I'm just like, yo, that's not like a Virgo at all. I'm not quite sure.
Could be though, like he could be organized in another way though. You know what I mean? Like maybe he's not organized with his sock drawer, but like maybe he has to have certain other things very particular, like on his desk or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like he might have organization in other ways. He looks quite sharp, so maybe he has to have his suits be a particular way, or his haircuts might have to be perfect. Like I don't know how it might manifest, but maybe there's other areas where he wants to be particular and OCD about.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that Scorpio moon just like gets in there sometimes and disorganizes him.
Scary. Scorpio moons. That's Scorpio moon.
Do not cross Josh. Josh is coming for you.
No,
I mean,
he's gonna be fiery and passionate and just and
he will never forget anything that you've done to him. He will come back with a vengeance. Like
yes, probably very vindictive. I'm for it. I'm for it. And he's gonna come off like he's a Libra rising. He's gonna come off so charming. Yes. I feel like he'll come off charming. He'll be able to maybe swoon some people.
He'll be a loyal alliance member.
Absolutely.
that
But what
Libra,
if they turn on him though? He will be
he will
furious.
murder them. Yes.
I'm here for it. Yes.
Wait, do we know if he's single?
Yeah, that's a good question because he could very well showmance his way through.
Is this going to be another Beth, Tashawn, and Jed sitch? So it's like Gino and him are like besties, and then they're all fighting over Beth.
That would be awesome.
How dare you?
Fighting over
How dare
Jacey-Lynne?
you put that into the universe? I can't stand it. Now, question though, he's a pediatric resident, which means he's almost a doctor. Which but also that's very smart for this house.
I'm wondering if he's gonna say anything. Like nobody, if you say you're like gonna be a doctor, nobody, everyone's gonna look at you like, immediately. Dude, you need to go. Like, why are you even here?
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that he's doing it, but how is he getting the time off? Like, I feel like don't you have more important things to do than play a game on TV? But
he's probably done with his residency. This is his last hurrah. You know? Oh, really? Maybe he hasn't even started.
I don't know.
Maybe he hasn't even started. I don't know. Oh, he has a boyfriend.
Yes, he has a boyfriend. He is taken.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. Well, still going to be very loyal Alliance member.
Okay.
I'm concerned we're going to have a Virgo Alliance.
Well, they unknowingly, or maybe a Toronto Alliance.
Or yeah.
But that's the thing though that's frustrating is like if the people were around my age, I would potentially know a bunch of people, right? But like these people are a couple generations pretty much like they definitely would never been in high school with anybody.
If it's like New York City though, like you don't know everyone in your city. I don't know everyone in Los Angeles.
No, I not know everyone, but I would have a better likelihood of having an idea of who they are or having a friend who's their sister. You know what I mean? Like just have a little bit of a closer link. But because they're just too much younger than I am, I'm just way out of any circle that any of these people will be in. Too far, except for one. There's one person that I'm like 2 degrees of separation for.
Okay. Kevin Jacobs, 28, from Toronto.
He's my Aquarius representation,
Chantele.
which is really interesting. Though we have a Sag, we have an Aquarius, and we have a Libra being represented in the house this year.
The one.
Just one of each.
He's a no for me, dog.
Oh, I want to stand him. I do. I want to, but
the face alone.
I'm standing him.
Just the look. He looks like he's ready to stab you in the back.
He will.
And he will, yes. He gives me, and he was also an Aquarius. He gives me Sam Smith vibes. I'm sorry, like Sam Smith from my season was an Aquarius.
That sucks. What was his birthday? I didn't know that.
I don't know his birthday. I just know he was an Aquarius, and we talked about it. And he, fun fact for those who didn't know, I was Sam's target in the house. Like he wanted me gone because I told him I didn't know he was an Aquarius. But when he said he was an Aquarius, I said, oh my God, that's why you're emotionally unavailable. And he got very upset. And from then on, I became his target.
I do remember that story. And
I don't know how to keep my mind shut. He got pissed off about that, and could you believe she called me
Aquarius?
I don't know. But he said he's ready to do anything and everything. And I heard through the grapevine that he is also a big, Big Brother fan. He's a super fan. So he may just give me Frenchie vibes. He also gives me
not Frenchie vibes. No, I don't see Frenchie vibes.
But when they
Frenchie's a Capricorn, okay? So he's going to have a little bit more of an emotional way that he plays the game. Kevin is not going to have any emotion. He's going to be maybe annoying and manipulative and kind of overplay, absolutely. But he's not going to be messy like Frenchie was and trying to, get the people of color to be on his side and get the people, like he's not going to be playing in that way, I don't think. But he is a patron of RHAP. Oh, that's what this person is saying. So yeah, I have heard about him. through other patrons that mentioned that he's part of that group. And another guy that I know that I've played like an in-person Big Brother with, he does improv with Kevin. So even if he's kind of playing this vindictive, manipulative mastermind type strategy, if he does improv, that means he might be adaptable, right? He's taught to do yes and go with the flow, like be adaptable to be funny. So this might be just his big caricature that he's playing to get on the show. I would hope that he has a little bit more finesse when he gets in there, especially with some of the skills that it seems like he has.
I'm worried if he's like playing a character.
Well, do you think someone's really always going to be like this? Like, I'm going to stab and manipulate everybody. Like, that's
like, it's impossible to live in a house and play a character. Like, you're going to be yourself.
Exactly.
I love Aquariuses. So many people in my life are Aquariuses. You, Chantele, Jolene, my sister, my brother-in-law. Like, I'm fine and dandy with Aquariuses. But yeah, and if he's a super fan, great, I'm here for it. But if he's trying to put something on and he's thinking about Taryn in his head the whole time, that's just not going to work because he just needs to like settle in and play the game. So,
and I know like see, the thing is with Libras and Aquariuses, we get along very, very well. My best friend's an Aquarius. My father's an Aquarius. I love the fact that Aquariuses tend to kind of have like a harder shell. Like it takes some time to kind of penetrate that. They're very, when I called him emotionally unavailable, I didn't think he was going to take very much offense to that. But like apparently they did.
Maybe he has a Scorpio moon.
Maybe, but you know, it's one of those things. It's like, oh, that makes so much more sense. But you're, as you said, Chantele, correct, not going to be playing emotionally, or I don't know. Maybe he does have a Scorpio moon, and you know,
right?
Someone will call him emotionless and like, you know, could say, "I'm going to cut them." Who knows? I don't know, but yeah,
they should be required to give us their big three. I mean,
I think so. They should cast. I'd love to see it evenly cast. You know what I mean? Like all signs represented would be really cool season, I think, to watch.
Absolutely.
But
you guys,
the other Kyle Moore.
Flashback to a year ago when BB Twitter thought that they did some amazing sleuthing and found Kyle Moore. Turned out was not the Kyle Moore cast on BB Can 9. But then this guy became BB Twitter famous, and here he is on BB Can 10. The other Kyle Moore.
Yes, the other Kyle Moore.
He's only 23. He's from Halifax. Don't know what that means.
Baby.
He's a baby. He's a Virgo, duh, of course.
I think he's the youngest in the cast, if I'm not mistaken.
And he's a podcaster like us. And is that because he became BB Twitter famous? Or
no, it's about
mental health. He's a mental health podcaster. Ooh. That'll be interesting. Kind of like a dude from BB8 who was able to kind of get into your brain. What was his name?
He's from Ontario. Chris.
Chris, right? Yeah. Someone like Chris. I mean, he doesn't give me Chris vibes, but, you know, it would be very interesting if, you know, he starts to talk to people about like mental health or, I don't know. With Chris, it was just kind of like, I can put you to sleep and make you do things. And people was like, I can't believe you're saying this, like, to people. Like, I don't get it. But
we have a few super fans in the house. So are they going to be like, Kyle Moore? Are you the Kyle Moore?
I think Kevin will know who Kyle Moore is.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jessica knows.
Yeah, Jessica as well. It'll be interesting to see if he says that he was in the running or they thought he was in the running. Yeah. Maybe it's just going to be a funny thing. You know, he has played games with some podcasters. You know, he's done some Among Us with Taryn. I remember when he had him on. Mm-hmm. So he's had his time to study up, but he didn't know anything about Big Brother beforehand. So
this is so random.
It is
really random. Is this going to flop massively? I feel like it's going to flop massively.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to be, I don't think he's going to be good at the game. I think for his entertainment value is going to be because of the fact that like, oh, this is like a guy that got cast kind of from Twitter. Okay, let's see how he does. You know, that's like where my interest lies. I don't really have that high hopes on him being, you know, the strategic mastermind that I've been missing in like all these years. Like, I just don't see that from him. I don't know. It's just I wouldn't know if Big Brother would be the show that I want to just let's just give that a try. You know?
Yeah.
I've heard he's friendly with Ro from last season, Rohan.
I did hear that, and I heard something else. Doesn't he have? He went to university, or is in the same program as I believe Moose. So, and they're just like a year apart.
Oh, so thinking that they may know each other.
I think either he follows Moose or Moose follows him. One of the two. There's some sort of connection that way.
I think Moose follows Kyle because everyone started to follow Kyle. I think is how it went. Maybe. You know, like people follow Kyle. No, I didn't follow him either. But like, I bet some people in the chat followed this Kyle. Yeah, I don't know that he's going to have I mean, I'm actually glad that he is friendly with like Rohan and some other people who've played so that he could maybe get a little bit of advice. Because otherwise I think he's just a rando coming in, although it's cute for us to be like, yay, Kyle got on. But
like, who cares?
Right. No, I didn't.
Kyle follows Moose. Okay, there you go.
But Moose doesn't follow back. That's just rude.
Well, I'm trying to see if I've played with Kyle. I don't even remember. Because I remember Kyle was a popular guy back when we thought he was the Kyle.
Right.
You know, we're like, we really want you to be the Kyle. Are you sure you're not the Kyle?
We were like, yeah, he's better. Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see. Hopefully he doesn't disappoint.
It's fun stunt casting. Oh, Marty. 43 years old, our one Capricorn, which I love Capricorns. Janelle is a Capricorn. Do not compare to Frenchie.
He would give me Frenchie vibes more than Kevin, I would say.
I mean, he's 43.
He's 43. You guys.
It's not gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work well. Like if he's there's obviously I don't think 43 is old because that's how old I am. But like he says that he's funky. Okay, he used the word funky. That's a problem. Fun and outgoing. And he's gonna be French first language. Not even from Quebec or Montreal or from Quebec. And so I just don't see him fitting in. If he does a language thing with Gino and Tanisha, maybe then he might get to some people that he can kind of latch onto. I just don't see him vibing with anybody really in the house other than maybe Gino and Tanisha, like I said.
Right.
I just don't see him like... No. I don't know. I just don't see it.
Here's the thing about Capricorns. Capricorns are they are grumpy old men from birth.
My friend's dog is a Capricorn, and he's. I say that with love.
I'm married to a Capricorn. I'm a rising Capricorn. I have lots of Capricorn energy. I love Capricorns, but they actually start out older and they start to loosen up a little bit as they literally get older. But like, that's such a double like problem for him because he's going to already seem older as a Capricorn and he is the oldest in the house.
And I believe he's the only dad.
Ugh, great.
He's
going to seem like the dad.
They just set people up for failure, don't they?
They do.
He definitely don't think he's going to win or has a shot to win. They're just like, oh, let's just try to be diverse here with age, even though.
But you know what? He's like, he could definitely be like a Kevin and be like, I'm not a regular dad. I'm a cool dad. You know, like he looks real spiffy. He looks like
funky.
I mean, my dad doesn't dress like that.
He looks funky, spiffy. I wish my dad looked
It wouldn't be your dad. It would be your friend.
I know he's our age.
43 is not even 43 is not even that old. So
like his
kids are
old.
It's not
His
even that
kids are
old.
young. His kids are not adult. I mean, they could be, but
They
like
could be.
he should have young kids. Oh, but I wish that he and I went the wrong way. I wish that he and that 35-year-old girl had a chance, but they don't. Melina, this outfit is everything. I love Melina. 29 Toronto. She's an artist. We have another artist, but also another Virgo.
So, like, the only tip that I have about Melina is my friend Michelle, who I do a lot of the challenge podcasts with. Melina was her tattoo artist for 2 of her tattoos.
Right.
Ooh,
So
fun.
she's spent hours with Melina. And so she's really interested and invested in seeing how she does in the game. She says that she's like a super cool person. And like, she's like, was super fun and like, was really like, had a really great time in her experiences with her as her tattoo artist. But she's very neat and organized and particular and nothing's out of place. And
she's a Virgo, of course.
Ooh,
like a
this
true
is
Virgo.
gonna be fun.
But
I have
it
a little.
says,
Oh, go ahead. I was
Well,
gonna
it
say, I
just
have a
says that
little
she
bit.
says she has some spontaneity. So maybe she's got like a
Saggy.
Sagittarius rising or something like that. But go ahead.
I heard, and this may be complete rumor, but I heard that she was supposed to be on last year's season. So this is her second time around. She may or may not have been the original cast instead of Austin. You know, Austin was a alternate. And I allegedly have I have information that allegedly she was the one that Austin replaced.
Interesting.
So she may have some, like, maybe she has been kind of like really eyeing the Big Brother scene. Maybe she does know a little bit about it. So
Hope
she may
so.
come in knowing this about herself, and maybe she'll just like grit her teeth and she'll be like, someone got folded their clothes, you know.
Right.
Like,
Zip it, Virgos.
I mean, it will be interesting to see all these Virgos trying to be chill.
Right?
I know.
So
I'm
fun.
excited about it, actually. I'm very.
I love her style. I love her look. I love that she's an artist. I bet she is a really great tattoo artist with that Virgo perfectionism in there, the eye for detail. That's what Virgos are really good at. They have an eye for detail. So I love that about her. I hope she can play. I hope she can get in with people. She's on the, high 20s, 29, which is great. Moose, love your name. 24, another baby from Toronto. He's a content creator like us.
Yay!
And he's a Pisces.
His people have already followed me. So like, I definitely understand him being a content creator because like he's comments on my stuff. He likes all my stuff. So whoever's following his account or like playing with his account has definitely liked all my things. So definitely is using this as a springboard for his influencer life, I think.
Great.
Which is fine. He's young. So
I love his hair.
I love the vibe. He gives good vibes. I mean, Pisces, I mean, that's kind of another emotional like sign. So it's just going to be like, man, I really hope that they're able to kind of
Rohan was a Pisces.
Sense. Yeah.
Yeah. They're not, water sign. This is our only second other water sign. So a little more reserved, creative,
dreamer,
compassionate, but emotional. But I believe wasn't Derek X a Pisces?
He was on the cusp, but yes, he was a Pisces.
But I think we found out he had like an Aries moon or something that made him so funny and outgoing. But that's why we could see like Derek did feel things, like Moose is going to feel things and not want to hurt people along the way. It's not going to be super cutthroat.
He won't want to nominate 2 people. He might be wishy-washy in that way, and people might get frustrated with that, like not making a definitive decision about something and kind of, well, I don't know, maybe we could, I just don't know if it might bother people.
Right.
But maybe not, because people will vibe with this energy because they're all Earth people. So I don't know how this is going to play out, you know?
Right. He's going to be very, you're going to get along with him because he's going to be like a kind, caring human being. So they're not going to hate him or kick him out. I just don't know.
I think he'll get along with people.
Did I do that right? Let me make sure. Okay. Yeah. Next is Stephanie from Toronto and a Virgo. She's 26 and I don't know what a child worker is.
That doesn't sound right.
It doesn't.
Maybe like a kid, like a kinder,
like a social worker, maybe like a child social worker.
I was thinking more of like daycare type thing.
Yeah,
like
maybe preschool or something. I don't know.
Or maybe like a homeschooling or home daycare or child. Was it child what?
It just said child worker. So
chat.
If anyone has insight on her career, but she's only 26, she's just gotten into her career, whatever it is. How are we feeling about Stephanie here? Stephanie and the other person seem the same to me. The
Jacey-Lynne.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. I don't really have that much to say. Everybody else seems to have a little bit more of like some pizzazz, and she seems pretty. She seems nice. She's looking for love. Like, okay, like I'm not sure what it is about her particularly that was better than all the other her prototypes. You know what I mean? So I don't know anything about her. No vibe. Sorry, Stephanie.
With an over-the-top personality and a winning smile, Stephanie plans to be everyone's friend and a shoulder to cry on, but she won't be afraid to use their secrets against them.
So she's a snitch.
Yeah, right. Well, if you're real snaky, I might root for you. I don't know.
Well, if you use some people's secrets in a good way, I'm into it. If you're just tattling to the HOH, I'll be.
There has to be some strategy behind that, and you got to be. I feel like when you're doing something like that, you have to be pretty charming. You know,
intention.
Yeah, with intention, and it's gotta like someone like if like a Moose was, I feel like he could play and be kind of like, or no, not Moose, Josh, like someone where we say he's like charming and he would be able to kind of like maybe finagle his way into kind of snitching, but in a way that would benefit him. I think that would work, but
she might latch. Maybe there's gonna be a fight between her and Jacey-Lynne over Gino.
Is Gino the only single person? There cannot be. Like, I feel like in Big Brother, there's
Herman.
What about Moose? Who wants to hook up with Moose?
Too young, no? I mean, I don't know. I would never hook up with anybody.
And what about Kyle Moore?
3 years younger.
Oh, Kyle,
he's really young. He's really young. Go. You know what?
I mean, girls.
Well, maybe in the house. Maybe in the house.
Exactly.
In the house. All of a sudden, I'll be like, "Oh, you're cute. Like you're 16 years younger than me. Oh, let's go for it." Gino?
In the house, age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah, age means nothing except when they're older than you, and you're like, "Oh my God, I'm nothing."
Absolutely.
Summer giving me all of this. I love it. She's 25 from Toronto. She's fun employed, fantastic, and she's also a Virgo.
It's so boring to hear you say Virgo.
It's getting boring
saying it. Virgo.
I'm over it. I can't wait to find out their moons and anything else I can figure out about them.
Need some variety.
Yes. I mean, I love her style.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what fun employed means.
She doesn't work.
She doesn't work.
She doesn't have a job.
It's
but a lot of people would consider fun employed.
She probably said it as a joke, and they used it as a tag. She's like, "Oh, so where's your work?" Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, it wasn't spicy. Somebody used it last season. It was the first time I had heard it. So she is.
DX said he was fun employed.
Was it Derek X?
It was Derek X.
Okay.
From.
So if she's calling out Derek X, I love it too.
Well, what we do know about her is that
Mhm.
she is on this show out of spite and pettiness for
Petty queen.
for her coworker, I believe. That is a coworker, or friend, or roommate.
Well, they're
No,
not
she
working
said
together
coworker. That's
anymore.
why I'm saying, like, you said
Mm.
your coworker, but you're fun employed. So what is that the name of your job?
Oh, I
It's called
see.
fun employment. I don't know.
Well, maybe it's a
Like,
former coworker. Maybe that coworker got her fired or something. That's why
Oh,
she doesn't like her.
yes.
Who
I
knows?
love
that would
it.
be, yes, that'd be great.
I
So
love it.
basically, her ex coworker, will say, was a fan of the show, and so she got on this season just to spite her. So a nice little dose of petty is always welcome.
You know, especially in these situations, we want to have fun. I mean, I know these are real people, but we're not looking at them as real people right now. I've learned.
Yes,
We just want the
it's true.
pettiness. We just want.
Well, I mean, give me whatever you're going to give me, and if that's what you're bringing to the table, I might be here for it. You know.
Absolutely.
I know that Jess has to jump because she is going to be live on her channel. So feel free to jump at any time, Jess.
I will. We have what? One more person?
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Okay, great. So please show me something more than Virgo, Summer.
Close.
Ooh, another
Gorge.
water sign. Tanisha, she's 32. Thank you for bridging the gap into the 30s. She's a model and she's a Scorpio.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, right?
Gorgeous. She is a mom, so I'm wondering if she's going to maybe bond with Marty also on that front. So French-speaking, older parents. So potentially they'll have that going for them. Maybe they'll be the mom and dad of the house. I can't believe the 32-year-old is the mom of the house, but she does have children, so she might just slip into that role. I'm looking forward to see how she does, especially just balancing out some of that earth energy. Like, she's going to be welcomed. I'm going to want to have her energy in there just to like.
Yeah, she will be dramatic. She will be emotional. And so we might need that with all of this earth.
Scorpio. Yeah. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm surrounded by Scorpios and they tend to give me same energy, very feisty, can take things the wrong way, can be very vindictive in ways, can be spiteful. As a person, I think, like, as a player, I think this is going to be great if we see any of these things, obviously. But she also mentioned something about being like wanting to represent single mothers out there. You know, she's a single mom. I remember once that Queen Aika had told me once that she thought I wasn't going to fare well because I was representing a particular type, you know, like a people. And when you're coming into Big Brother trying to, you know, represent for a certain people, you tend to not show your true self because you're trying to represent, you know, for a lot of people. So I would be interested to say, and I think she was right, because coming in and wanting to represent someone that's not, that doesn't really get shown much or often, you kind of want to put your best foot forward. So I would be very interested to see if we see any of those sides to her, or if she's just going to kind of play on the good side. So because she knows there's other mothers and single moms, and she's trying to represent one, you know, people.
Yeah. Especially when you're representing moms, like you want to be like a role model to children.
Like how like vindictive and petty and like, you know, scheming would you be if you say you're trying to represent single mothers, and it's like, oh, this isn't a good representation, you know, but it is a game. So I'll be very interested to see how that fares. So.
Yes. Well, this cast looks great, of course. We've definitely expressed our concerns about all the Virgos, but once they get in there, we'll get to actually see their true personalities and what else they're bringing to the table, which is why we love it. It's so exciting. Jess, I'm going to let you jump. Everyone hop on over to her channel, girl, let's agree to disagree and continue the chat about BB Can over there.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll get some more stuff to talk about this episode. Well, for today's recap, we have Brayden, we have Hannah Chada, and we have Kemi Fakunle, and she doesn't come out much when she's talking about BB. So it'll be very interesting to see what their thoughts are on that as well. So I'll let them talk a little bit more since I kind of said my 2 cents there, you know.
Well, and that'll be interesting too. I like if you bring up the signs because like but that's Brayden's Earth or as Taurus, and so is Chada, and I believe Kemi is Cancer, correct?
Yes.
And so I would love to hear what their
Look
thoughts
at you,
of
girl.
the other,
Yeah, I'm so surprised you remember that.
And it just locks in sometimes. I just remember.
I didn't know Brayden was a Taurus. Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting to see if they have any more tea and if they have their own like thought process. But I didn't even think about like their signs until you all mentioned it. So I definitely will like throw in the little 2 cents there. So it'll be fun. You know,
yes, definitely pop over.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Absolutely,
of course, and
happy
I love
season,
being around you ladies. Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait to talk about it with you all more when we start seeing the mess just manifest.
It's gonna be messy. It will be messy.
I love it.
Nothing else. It'll be messy.
I love mess.
All right, well, let Jess go. Right?
Hi, Jess.
Isn't it better from this perspective?
This has been therapy for me these past 3 seasons. I'm like, thank goodness I'm not in it anymore. Thank the Lord. But yes. So.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. All right. Well, Chantele, thank you for talking astrology with me.
I love it.
Now, you have already done some you pulled cards, tarot cards for each person. Can you give me an overview of like who had the really good cards or who had cards you're worried about? Or is that
okay, hold on. Let me find that. If I remember, okay, so the good cards that I can remember off the top of my head was Melina had the Ace of Wands. So I thought that was a very strong card. Jacey-Lynne had the 3 of Cups, which I think is a strong card. Gino had the the King of Wands and the 8 of Cups in reverse, I think. Let me find it. Let me find it.
A King of Wands would be successful probably on this show. The 3 of Cups really concerns me because I think, didn't Jess just say, is there going to be a throuple? She would be, that sounds like a love triangle. It could be. I mean, obviously in the real world, it doesn't always mean a love triangle, but when I'm putting it in the lens of the show, I don't think she's going to give birth to anything.
Well, I was thinking more so because the card on it, it's usually represented by 3 women celebrating. And so I was thinking make it to the final 3 and getting the opportunity to have that celebration. But I could also see a throuple. But it just seems like celebrating. So I'm hoping that it means success in the game.
Right. Well, Cups is emotions, love, feelings. So it could be celebratory for sure, but I wouldn't say it's a winner's card. Do wands, when you pull these, do wands tend to be more winning or pentacles are more winning?
Pentacles would be winning money. So money winning. I should look at the past people that have had, if I'm not mistaken, from Survivor, Deshaun had the 3 of Cups.
Okay. So emotionally getting to the end, but not winning. Yeah.
Right. So it's not a winning card. Ace of Wands, I could see it as a winning card because it's kind of like go for it, you know?
Yep.
So that would be Melina. And so let me just find this now.
Yeah. While you're looking, Adrian, I did see the house. I didn't prepare photos here tonight, but like I never get too into the BB Can house because it's always neon lights, fluorescent lights blinding me, which looks great on television. But it's just all the same to me. Do you guys in the chat have feelings about the house?
I have not
it's
seen the house
very,
yet.
it's very headachy. It's just bright lights is what I feel like. But again, it looks good on television, so I know why they do it. And also, you guys, it's very easy to get your chart done and know your big three. You can just Google free birth chart, and you need to know your time of birth, though, and your location. So that's the thing. You have to go find your birth certificate, maybe, if you don't know your time of birth, because you can't, don't guess. Don't be like, it was around noon.
I mean, I don't know if it's real or not, but I use a pendulum like Shayna, and to try to guess sometimes people's times. And so I just go with that time, right? So if it ends up being like, 8:14 in the morning, like I'll just go with that if I don't know somebody's time. But it definitely is best to know it for sure.
Yeah. That would tell you everything. And then you can come into these chats armed with your sun, moon, rising. You can tell us your other things, Venus and Mercury and whatnot,
Mars,
but
Mercury.
at least your big three. All right.
Okay. So the other good ones would be Jessica. They got the Justice card and the Eight of Cups reversed. So Justice usually is talking about like contracts, finality, things that are like a marriage, you know what I mean? It's like, so that
and it's
could
major
be,
arcana.
It's exactly. So major arcana, so major life events and changes. And so I think that that's a strong possibility that they could get to the end. With the Eight of Cups reversed, which would lead me to believe that if they don't have any emotions about things, like they are going to be able to get the contract at the end. So high hopes for me for Jessica with those two cards.
Good. I love Jessica.
Mousy. Another good one. There weren't that many, to be honest.
Ooh.
Maybe Moose with the Four of Swords. So that's kind of
chilling. Four of Swords is a rest.
That might be coasting to the end, though, right? Like I don't think it's a winning card, but a lot of people had reversed cards, which leads me to believe that they don't win. I've never had a reverse card win so far since I've done any of these.
All right, so Moose is chilling and not working hard at all.
Kyle got the Knight of Swords, which is when I was learning tarot, we call it the Kanye West card. So it's kind of like going forth with action, with a lot of thoughts, ideas, and not really stopping to see what's landing, just like go, 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 go. So I'm wondering if he'll get far but not win.
Yeah, a knight to me is a teenager, immaturity, swinging from one side to the next. And a sword, I mean, they're not always great. They're sometimes challenges. So yeah, I don't know if I would like that card.
It's not a great card, but it's better than some of the other ones. Honestly, like people didn't get great cards. So I'll name them out loud. And then if you want to talk about one of them, we can. So Tanisha got the 10 of Wands reversed. Maybe it could be good because, a 10 of Wands upright is carrying a lot of burdens. So if we looked at it in reverse, it could be maybe releasing those burdens and maybe getting to the end. But reverse cards just tell me blocking from winning.
Sure. If a 10 would make it to the end, but if it's reversed, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, 10 would be a great card. 10 of Wands, even 10 of Wands upright would be a better card, in my opinion, than the reversed version.
Right.
Summer got the Tower and Justice. So two major arcanas, but the Tower is like, that's wild.
That's wild, but with the Justice, like maybe she's just gonna tear it down and get what she is due. Who was that?
Maybe. Summer.
Oh, I gotta write that down. Summer, I'm keeping an eye on you.
Wild. Summer.
I would love to see what Summer's about to do. She's about to blow the house up.
Tower and Justice. So two major arcana, one that's probably the most tumultuous of cards, because after the Tower comes the Star, so it's the light at the end of the tunnel. So the Tower is the tunnel. It's the, I don't know. But Justice is a great card. So next we had Stephanie. She got the Three of Cups reverse. That doesn't seem great to me. It seems
she's
maybe
gonna be
early
in
boot
a-
vibes.
She's going to be a showmance.
Yeah, potentially. We said Moose are ready, 4 of Swords. Melina, Ace of Wands. I think that's good. Marty got the 5 of Wands, which is not good. That's the one where everybody's kind of like battling and they're kind of fighting. So that just seems to me that he's not going to get along with people in the house.
No. Mm-mm.
And he's just not going to be able to get on the same page. Just going to always be trying to get his ideas across, but not going to be heard. Deaf ears. So not a great card. I said Kyle already. Knight of Swords. Kevin. Oh, it's not even a good one either. He got the King of Cups reversed. So it's a king, which is okay.
A king is great. A cups, though, doesn't feel like that. Just makes me think you're loved. So maybe
But it's reversed. So I was thinking that it would mean that he's not going to play with any emotions, but he might actually get far. What upright king sometimes is, I don't want to say this word, but like a sociopath is upright, but in reverse, maybe it's just going to be that he's going to manage his emotions and do decently well because the card is a king. But I can see it also meaning that he goes out first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not a good card, especially for what his position's most likely going to be in the game. Josh got the Page of Wands reversed and the 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is like a gift that you're missing from the universe. And Page of Wands. It's still
a rest. That's another coasting card, I feel like.
Yeah.
So maybe middle of the pack.
Wands reversed. That's like missing messages. So maybe he's just gonna lose every single competition.
It sounds like he never really gets going. If it's a page, that's the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's not good.
No, not at all. Like nobody has very, very good cards.
We shouldn't say good, but we shouldn't say it's just not promising
I mean.
for longevity of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, oh my God, 100% you're doing well with this particular card. Like everybody's quite malleable. So it could be because the season hasn't started yet. And so maybe that means that there's so much potential of outcomes that I can't tap into the actual happenings yet. Maybe it'll be more clear once I meet their energies and then I can read the cards better.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have, who's next? Jessica, like I said, the Justice and the 8 of Cups reverse. I think that's a pretty promising card. Jay was the Fool reverse, and you were thinking that maybe it could mean
the winner. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. If the Fool is the beginning, start of the journey, reverse, maybe they're at the end of the journey. Who was that?
Jay. I would say they would be the first boot from that card. That's my thought, but I'm welcome to them getting to the end and winning because it just would give a new lexicon of like how to read these cards with how the outcomes come. So I have to get
if Jay is the first boot.
Then we have the Jacey-Lynne has the 3 of Cups, so either a throuple or get into the end final 3. I can see both situations happening with her. Herman got the Devil.
Yay!
Why do you say yay?
We have a devil in the house. Yes, a trickster here to stir the pot. I like it. Herman.
Also, he could be, the devil's about materialism as well. And so I'm wondering if he's going to be able to break his materialistic vibes. Like he's a Taurus, he's a car salesman, like he's probably gonna like nice things. And so I'm wondering if that's the sense of materialism that he might have to just put on the back burner because it might not be well received in the house. So I'm apprehensive, but it's not the worst card because it is from the Major Arcana.
No,
so it shows
not a bad card.
Things are going to be happening around him. He's going to be maybe important in the season to a certain extent. It's not a first boot card.
No, he'll be in the game. maybe it's in regards to, because we were wondering if he was going to be honest about his career. If he goes in and lies about his career, that would
could be the
definitely
devil.
be a devil.
Breaking the chains of materialism. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Jay, Kevin, Marty, Herman would be the first boot. I can see any of those people being the first boot. Absolutely. Well, maybe not Herman, just from that card, but.
Oh, yep.
But everyone else, I can see it. I can see it for sure.
Was that
and we have Helena got the Page of Wands reversed. So again, not that great.
You gotta
of a
stop
card.
with these reverse. I can't handle your reverse cards.
Okay, well, Page of Wands. Page of Wands upright is decent though. It's like a new beginning, like with something that you're passionate and creative about.
I wouldn't think a page makes it to the end, but maybe a Page of Wands reverse does make it towards the end.
I would think
I'm not good with reverse cards, guys, just for transparency here.
No problem. A page upright would say like first boot from the jury kind of vibe.
Yeah. Page would be. Yeah, could be.
That's kind of where I would think of it. A page one reversed. I know you don't read them. It just means that they don't get going. Like they just like, I feel like it's a hurdle that they have to make it through, that they do not have the option to or opportunity to. So as I was mentioning to you briefly before, like sometimes it's you go back to the previous card. So go back to the challenges of the 10 of Wands. Like that's burden carrying things that she hasn't finished that. So that's another way that you can look at reverse cards, is to go and take a step back to the card beforehand to see what maybe needs to be completed there. And so 10 of Wands is also not a good card. Or not good. Sorry, you would say good, but
it's a challenging card. Yeah.
And then lastly, we got Betty with the 3 of Cups reversed. That's also
what is up with all these 3 of Cups? I am not about. There's going to be showmances. There's going to be showmances, which are fine, but I'm just not a fan of them.
What if people get all like moochy, cuddly?
There's going to be a lot of smooches up in this house is the vibe I'm getting.
So maybe with all these 3 of Wands, wait, how many 3 of Cups reversed do we have? So we have Stephanie. She's a Virgo with the 3 of Cups reverse. Same with Betty with the 3 of Cups reverse. Jacey-Lynne has the 3 of Cups upright. So I'm wondering if there's going to be some sort of competition between Stephanie, Betty, and Jacey-Lynne, and maybe that's over. Yeah, she would win. Jacey-Lynne would win out with these cards, and it would be with Gino potentially. You know.
All right, keep an eye out. Let's see if those 3 are battling for the same person. That would be
very fun if that
would
really
be
actualized.
Wild, right? If we all come back to Chantel's cards and be like,
I know. Well, it will also be easy for me to read them once I know these people a little bit better and I understand the dynamics of the house. Because it's kind of like, it's really just like throwing spaghetti at the wall to see kind of what might stick. But I do learn how to read the cards better every single time I do it. With in terms of Big Brother
the person.
Exactly.
Well, Chantel, do you have a schedule? How are we going into BB Can for you?
I don't even know yet. So
You're
tomorrow,
an Aquarius. You don't need a schedule.
No schedule really for me. I'm gonna do whatever, whenever. Tomorrow, Jojo and I are gonna go to. There's a live event where they're airing at a bar. The episode. There should be some alumni there, so maybe we'll get some social media interviews, kind of thing. Hang out, some visuals and pictures of people. So that could be fun. And then on Thursday, we'll do the first 2 episodes. Either it's gonna be me by myself, or I'll do it with Jonathan. We'll see what happens. And I plan on going live after every episode, but maybe I'll be popping on with you. Maybe I'll be popping on with Rob as a podcast. I will be live talking somewhere about the season. I just don't know if it'll always be on my channel.
Awesome. Well, I don't know what I'm doing either, except that I do know that this week, because we have the Amazing Race finale on Wednesday night, David and I will be covering that Wednesday night. So on Thursday, he and I will be covering the first 2 episodes, similar to like you're doing. That will be Thursday. I think David's able to join me on Thursdays, which hopefully is an eviction. So I definitely will have a stream on eviction night. And then, hopefully I can bring you on for other nights and
maybe we'll do
recap.
one, we'll secure one. And so we both don't have to worry about a guest on one night. And then it makes that easier.
We'll do Mondays or whatever. We'll squeeze that in there, you guys. So everyone who was in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us, pre-partying with us, getting pumped and ready for the premiere tomorrow. Yay! And if you are joining us later, leave a comment. Let us know who you're rooting for. Also, let us know if you know your big three, sun, moon, and rising. All of that fun stuff, you guys. Make sure you are subscribed to Reality Realness, Nerdtainment, and Girl, Let's Agree to Disagree over with Jess. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.